Kicks 105.5 WKXH. Good morning, I'm JJ. It's Wednesday, July 6th. It's 7:52 and 63 degrees outside. I'll have your weather forecast coming up a little bit later, but right now we have Mike Barrett from the Barrett Insurance Agency with us. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I am well, thank you.
Good. Going to be clearing off. Looks like I saw some blue skies as I was driving in this morning, so
There's a song like that.
there's plenty of songs like
Blue
that.
Sky, who did that song? I
Clear
don't
Blue Sky, George Strait.
remember. Right?
There you go.
There you go. So we are talking about...
We're going to talk about what's on everybody's mind, and that's the increased cost of everything, right? So increased cost with inflation, gas prices are up, food prices are up, everything's up. And guess what else is going up?
Insurance.
Insurance, yeah. Insurance, truth be told, for the most part, insurance always goes up a little bit. But we're starting to see reasons why it's going up even more. A couple of reasons. Let's start with the homeowners insurance side first. Homeowners insurance, you might notice a larger increase than in years past for a primary reason, and that is the built-in inflation guard on your homeowner policy. And what is an inflation guard? Well, that's a percentage that is set that your home limit will increase year over year to hopefully prevent you from being underinsured. Works perfect in an inflation environment like this because the cost of materials have gone up. Well, so your house might be being insured for a much larger amount because maybe rather than going up 3, 4, or 5%, maybe the company adopted a larger increase, like a 10, 11, 12, or I even have one company, I think, doing a 17% increase. So there's some pretty large increases out there. And so that's going to be a major driver towards you seeing an increased cost in your homeowner's insurance. I haven't seen a lot of rate changes there, so that's a good thing, but the cost of materials and companies fearing that their clients may be underinsured is what's driving that. So how can you address that? Well, you can always check with your insurance agent and see, never let it just be, right? So if your homeowner's insurance jumped by a large inflation guard, we have the tools to do a replacement cost calculation for your home, and if we find that we can lower it, we can lower it. Very simple to do. Another thing to do, leverage your deductible options. Maybe you got your policy a long time ago. Maybe you have a $250 deductible. That's pretty darn low. You can always go to a $500 deductible, maybe save a couple $100 a year instantly. Go to a $1,000 deductible. How much money are you comfortable absorbing at a time of a loss is the question you need to ask yourself. What will it take for you to call in a claim? How much damage needs to occur? It's another question you need to ask yourself when you're choosing your deductible options on your homeowner, okay? For businesses, very similar deal. If you're a business owner that has property, all right? So if you have a building, you're probably seeing a larger inflation guard on those as well. You can address it the very same way that I just mentioned for the home. You can talk to your insurance agent about the coverage limits for the property. You can talk about options on deductibles. Auto insurance. One of the things that came out of COVID was people forgot how to drive. And I say that somewhat in jest, but it's very true if you look at the statistics, okay? So, people saw a little bit of a refund come back because road time was so less during COVID, people were staying home. Well, now that they're back on the road, there seems to be a larger increase than pre-COVID of accidents, distracted driving, all kinds of things happening here. We're seeing a lot more incidents of claims. Well, frequency of claims is what dictates the rates for auto insurance. So if you're seeing a frequency in claims, companies are starting to lose their shirts by paying out all these claims. They're going to go back and say, hey, we're going to have to raise the rates a little bit to offset so that the books look good and we can continue moving forward and be a viable company. So that's part one of why auto insurance rates are probably going up, because we are seeing a harder market in that realm. Another thing, though, just like the home, the cost of vehicles has gone up. So the cost of materials, the delay in getting materials and parts, everything is kind of running amok and messing things up. So I will tell you that I've been doing this for 16 years. And of course, if I count my father, I've been doing this for 40 years. I don't think I can point back to a time in the history of our agency where we paid rental reimbursement for somebody for a windshield claim. Why was that? Well, their windshield was cracked and not safe to drive, and they couldn't get the glass replaced for 2 weeks because of the demand on supplies. So they had to get a rental car for that time frame. So with auto insurance, how can you leverage your expense there? Again, look at your deductibles. What's your comprehensive deductible? What's your collision deductible? Have a dialogue. Feel it out and see what your options are. Maybe increasing can help you offset those costs a little bit.
Yeah, and the cost of parts is
It's up there.
going up.
Yeah, it's incredible. It really is. And, there's a lot of delays still. There's still a limited inventory on many things. Used car values have skyrocketed. We are starting to see things somewhat level off in the grand scheme, but how long is that sustainable? Who knows? Hopefully it can come back down to reality, but I don't know. I stopped asking questions about that a long time ago. So there's a lot of predictability models out there, but it's a very uncertain marketplace. But there are steps that you can do, including, the one I didn't mention, shopping your insurance. Look around, and realize that when you are with an insurance agency, with very few limitations to that, there's a couple insurance agents that only represent one company. The rest of us represent multiple companies. So we have plenty of options that we can explore and find some price comparisons for you.
Yeah, I noticed not only the material costs has gone up, but labor costs
Oh, yeah.
also going up.
Right. Yeah. Because
because I've been having my car worked on.
yeah, first-hand knowledge right
How
there.
much per hour are you getting?
Why am I doing what I'm doing and not this? No. So there's definitely some things you can do to help mitigate your expense. So that was kind of the purpose of this morning.
Well, thank you so much. That was very interesting information.
Very good. Thanks for lying.
All right, Mike, we're almost out of time. Somebody wants to reach out to you. How do they do that?
Give us a call, 748-5224. Find us on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury, online, thebarrettagency.com, Google, Facebook, and YouTube. Just look for Barrett Insurance Agency.
Mike Barrett from the Barrett Insurance Agency. We'll talk to him again next week right here on Kicks 105.5.